Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on June the 28th, 2016. And, well, again, and this does usually happen on a lot of NXT shows, they get dominated by promos a lot. And, it's just the style of the show, and that's how they do a lot of building of their storylines to go along with everything. But we'll go ahead and start it off with the way that they start off the show, with a match. You have Carmella versus Alexa Bliss. And this was not a bad match by both of them. It was rather slow at the beginning, but there was a lot of time for the match, and it picked up towards the end. Towards the end of the match, and the one thing that I just liked, I liked the aspect of both of them selling throughout the entire match. Like, they both made it feel like it was a hard-hitting affair. Now, don't get me wrong, both of them are not that good in the ring, but they put on a pretty decent match here. There was no real complaints for this match in any way, shape, or form, and it did definitely come off in this match as a rather well done match. They put Alexa Bliss over in here, and this does come into play a little bit later on with one of the promos. But before we get into a lot of the promo talk for the night, the other match that they had was Andre Cien Amos going up against, I missed his name throughout the entire thing. I was busy writing stuff down, taking down a few notes, and I missed the other dude's name. But Amos wins in a rather quick match. This was one of those other matches to build Amos up a little bit more, and it came off all right. I don't think he's fully clicked with the crowd yet, but it's also been 3 matches so far, so, I mean, you got to give this time to go along with it. So we'll see where everything goes. Like I said, I think he's clicked with some of them, but not a good chunk of that crowd quite yet. We'll see how he builds over the time being. So now let's get into what happened throughout, well, most of the show, which was a lot of promos. You had a Bayley promo backstage, talking about, how she's gonna get herself, like, she's 100% now. She wants to get the women's title match and everything like that. She gets interrupted by Alexa Bliss. So basically, Alexa Bliss gets not really in her face, but cuts her promo saying how she should be in the NXT title match now versus Bayley, that she had already lost her opportunity, doesn't deserve any kind of rematch or anything like that. And it does make for a match next week with Bayley and Alexa Bliss, so it should be an interesting way of seeing how things go. Not a bad promo from both sides here. Like I said, I like the way Alexa Bliss came off. Is like she was talking about how she beat up her Bayley's friend Carmella, and how much more pleasure she's going to take in beating Bayley Bayley when they have their match. And like I said, the promo actually came off rather well. You also had an Austin Aries promo talking about the whole aspect of why did he attack No Way Jose, and he blames the fans and everything like that for saying that he sucks and everything on that aspect of things when he came into NXT, where a lot of these other guys who have been coming into great fanfare. What does he get returned with? Oh, nothing. Nothing but you suck chance. And so good way of Austin Aries starting off on his heel run here. Again, he's always played a very natural heel, and it's come off really well in the past. So we'll see how his feud goes with No Way Jose and how they decided to depict everything in there. But a rather good promo from Austin Aries in this case. You also had a couple of promos from Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. Shinsuke Nakamura's, like, the both promos that you get here are giving the feeling of that, though these guys will go all out in the ring against each other, it's a very much a respect match. Like, they go about their history of, like, both of them are talking about their history in Japan and, like, meeting each other's families and being legitimate friends and everything like that. And you get that feel of, like, when they do this match in 2 weeks, this is more of a respect style match, but it's still going to be like, but they also go off and say it's like you're going to see something special here in some way. Hopefully they don't end up overhyping it and it kind of lets down in the end, but I have a feeling both of these guys can put on one heck of a match. It should be a lot of fun to watch whenever they go with when they go one-on-one in a couple weeks. We'll see what kind of promos they come up with for them next week and how they're going to build into that match a little bit more for when it actually happens, and we'll see how everything goes. Now, like I said, promo-wise, let me double-check my notes here just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm not. And this does lead into what was actually the main event match of the night, and does lead to a promo at the end to go along with it, which was the Hype Bros going up against Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. A really good match between both sides. I found this a very fun and enjoyable tag team match. It was just it did what it needed to do at that time. The Hype Bros are just getting back together here. You also had the aspect of Ciampa and Gargano beating the Revival a few weeks ago, so they get one more match to go over a little bit more to set up for that match a little bit later on. So you have Ciampa and Gargano winning, and they start to get on the mic and say, "It's like, we deserve a tag team title match," and they get interrupted by American Alpha. And American Alpha basically comes out and says, you guys aren't first in line, doing the whole "you're not first in line" thing. And the whole aspect that they are going to be the ones getting the tag team title shot, and they're going to be the one. And if Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano want a shot, they're going to have to go through American Alpha first to actually get it, or that's how that tag title match was going to happen. The Revival come out saying, it's like, we hold all the cards and we make the rules and everything like that because they're the champs, which, rightfully so, by the way, gets interrupted by William Regal. It's like, I think you guys forget your role here, and I'm the general manager. So he decides to make a tag team title match for next week with American Alpha and the Revival, and it's going to be 2 out of 3 falls. That is going to be fun. With the way that those guys have put on in the last 2 sets of matches that they've had, that's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and I'm going to be very interested to see how this one goes for next week. So you have a couple matches made for next week, and now you have like this 2 out of 3 fall match. The promo on all sides was actually not too bad. Like all three teams, I won't say we're great on the mic, but we're definitely relatively good, and the promo itself came off pretty good. I like the whole aspect of William Regal's like coming out there. It's like, you guys don't make the matches, I make the matches. Really. Which does lead to the end of the show. The Revival leave after hearing about the tag match, and it looks like Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano are just giving like a respect stare down with American Alpha, and they go to leave. And then when they're going up the rampway, the Authors of Pain come out and attack American Alpha. Eventually, Gargano and Ciampa come down, and the Authors of Pain take them out too. So they're basically making these guys look really, really tough, really, really big, and dominant in some way. So you still have that feeling. It's like they're going somewhere with the Authors of Pain and American Alpha. So where are they going to go with that down the road here? And how will things end up working out there? But in this case, they put the Authors of Pain over, and they just go up the rampway, and there's Paul Ellering right there again. So we still haven't heard anything about like who they are and why they're going after American Alpha or anything like that at this point in time. And that'll be for down the road, because all they're doing right now is just trying to make them look dominant in some way, and then obviously they'll probably explain them in some way, shape, or form down the road here. So we'll see how everything goes. So overall, like I said, this was a very... I think this was more of a promo heavy. Like there was a couple of decently long matches. Like I said, Alexa Bliss and Carmella was given some time, and the Hype Bros and Ciampa and Gargano was also given some time to go along with it as well. But this show was mainly about building up that Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor match, and the promos setting up the matches for the next week, and with Bayley and Alexa Bliss, and also American Alpha and the Revival with 2 out of 3 falls. Overall, not a bad show by any stretch of the imagination, just very promo heavy in that sense of it, because the 2 other matches that were given time weren't bad matches to go along with it. Matter of fact, the tag match was a really good match. I found it thoroughly enjoyable by every stretch of the imagination. And we'll see where everything goes next week with NXT. And that is my review for WWE NXT this week. I thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.